Good afternoon, guys. Hope everyone's having a good day. Most of all, staying nice and safe. I must be on a good one today. I must be on a run. Actually, I might put a bet on today because I'm feeling a bit lucky. I'm in a good mood. This is actually the third video. Yes, 3-0. What I've uploaded today onto my channel. And I did say to you a few days ago on my channel, look, I get good days and I get bad days. That's mental health for you. But I ain't going to bang on about mental health today because I'm in a good space at the minute. So what I want to talk to you about is my young offender days. And I'll go through a few of them at a time just to give you a little insight into the prisons what I went to as a young offender. So I remember going to Rochester and it was full of cockroaches. So you'd wake up in the morning and you'd put your boots on, you'd put your foot into a cockroach, or you'd wake up in the early hours in the morning, in the middle of the night, and you could hear like a scratching, and you'd put the light on, and you'd see cockroaches climbing into your Weetabix packets or your cornflakes and things like that. It was absolutely rife, full of it. And them days, you had silver trays for your dinner, and people was getting smashed around the head with them silver trays on a daily basis because we was all young then. We all had a lot of adrenaline. We all wanted to be number one. And I'll tell you what, I see some really, really severe fucking injuries coming out of Rochester back in the day. That was when it just turned from a ball store, and that was the young offenders. And I'm sure that was in 1983, and it changed from a ball store around 79 or 80. Another one was Ashford, that was in Kent, and there was another one in Middlesex. We all used to eat our food on the dining hall in the middle of the prison, and yeah, people was getting done in there left, right and centre. That was a good jar. We all used to go to Lambeth, a place called Lambeth Holding Centre, and if you had any enemies or if you had any beef with someone in the system, you would definitely meet them at Lambeth, because everyone got chucked in the same cell. And I see quite a few fights in Lambeth, and I see quite a few people getting robbed in there, and people going on the numbers from there. But I was always lucky like that. I always had a good bunch of people around me, and like as most of you know, I'm one hell of a heavy co-defendant, and I still haven't mentioned his name today because he's a very private person, and that's as far as I want to talk to you about that. Yeah. So another one was the Mount, and that was before it turned into an adult jail. I'd done a young offenders on the Mount, and I was on a wing called Ellis, and basically you had Falcon or Fowler opposite you. That was the wing opposite you, and we used to chuck lines. Like we'd be chucking the line out into the middle of the yard, and then someone from the other wing would chuck his line. We'd get tangled up and we'd pull each other's line in, and that's how we'd get our parcels from one another at night time. And also we'd hijack parcels. I bet a few people are laughing now, and I bet a few of my followers have actually done that. When I've done it a few times, to be honest with you, I've seen a parcel go through my cell, or seen a line go past out my window, and I've quickly got the bog brush out and pulled the line in, and they're all screaming, "Who's took the parcel? Who's took the parcel?" Another funny time I had in the Mount was, God, do you remember Yellow Baby? Yeah, I remember him very well. He was a bit naughty, was back in the day then, and half a penny and one a penny. But another good funny story was, the prison contracted outside contractors to come in to put window locks on the windows of the cells, because them days we could open the windows wide open, and the screws quickly clamped down on the lines getting chucked from one side of the wing to the other. So they got a load of contractors in from outside to weld little bars on the window, so you could only open the window up like that far. And it was an old boy. I was only 17, so I was young, full of beans, Larry, didn't give a fuck, game, one of them. So yeah, I got chatting with this old boy. I forget his name. He was an old boy, and he left his jacket. He took his jacket off. It was in the summer. He left his jacket hanging over the window, and then went on a break. So he hadn't welded the window up, and I put my hand outside the window and I pulled his jacket in, and to my surprise I found his wallet, and there was £150 in his wallet. It was three £50 notes. So yeah, I took the wallet, took the money, put the wallet back in the jacket, and put the jacket back outside again, and he didn't clock it. until obviously later on when he finished work. And then the screws came to my door and said, you know, the outside contractors said you've nicked his money. And by then, sorry, the machine's going a bit loud. By then, the money had gone in the bank, and it was just a classic. It really was. It brings back so many memories, and you know, we used to go into the association room, and we'd be playing pool, and all of a sudden there'd be someone come from behind you, like if they got a bit of beef with someone, they'd have a few pool balls in a sock, and bang, it was that. And also we had Robert Rambler's radios. Do you remember them? The ones with the PP9 batteries. I had one of them while I was in Wano back in the day. That's before the electricity was put in the cells, because we used to wire up to get our light, to get our electric off of the light with one little strand of wire. We'd get a piece of wire, extend it and keep joining to it so it's long, so it's about 10 foot long, and hang it, like, because it was so thin, it was only one strand of copper. We'd hang it, but tape it to the wall, and that'd be our electricity, so we could like use our radios, plug our radios in, and use our tattoo machines and other bits and pieces what we had back then. But yes, it's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, the Mount, that was one hell of a funny job. And in the end, what I'd done is I actually got a job as a visit cleaner. So what I was doing is my friends were getting visits, and their visitors were leaving their parcels in the toilets, and then come the end of the day when I was cleaning it, I was going to the toilets, getting their parcels, going back to the wing and giving them their parcels, and I was claiming half of their parcels. So I was actually earning more money inside the Mount at that time than I was earning outside, and you, believe me, that is true. That is really true. And also, like, I know it's horrible to say it, but you know, we used to collect the dog ends off the visitors. So we'd be cleaning the tables, and they'd leave like all their old food and bits and pieces. And you know, it was good to us then. That was like prizes to us. And we used to take a little bag of us, empty the bag of the dog ends out into the ashtray, go back onto the wing, and put all that into a pouch. And like, I'll be selling that on the wing as half-ounce pouches. And I had people coming up to me on the wing asking me like for snout every day. Do you know what I mean? One of them ones, and that was just coming from the visit hall. But so yeah, I've got a trusted job on there, and I'm just trying to think of one of my friends. He was doing that was him, Trevor Rooms from Tooting, Black Trevor Rooms. He was with me in there, and he was doing 6 years detained. That means when you get a detained sentence as a young offender, that means you've got to do every single day of it. And I knew Trevor from outside on the street from Tooting, because I'm from Tooting. I knew his brother Mark and all that. So yeah, it was like going from home to home. And shortly after I left there and got out of there, it turned into a man's nick. But as a young offender's nick, I tell you what, it was a lively gaff. So yeah, I hope you like that story, guys. I'll be uploading more content today because I'm in a good mood. But whatever you're doing, stay safe. Peace.